This is about empowering you. This is about making you stronger. This is about making you more confident. This is about enabling you to help those brothers and sisters, those white brothers and sisters that are in your life, to help them to go free, to get that process started, to get them coming our direction, to give them the antidote. If you had the antidote for an actual disease that your friends and family were suffering from, if they had Ebola, if everybody was suddenly stricken with Ebola or some other disease, and you had the antidote, wouldn't you give it to them? Even if you knew that the shot was going to hurt like hell, even if you knew that the cure was going to cause them to writhe on the floor for 2 weeks, even if you knew that you were going to be humiliated, or you were fearful of administering the antidote, wouldn't you still do it? Wouldn't it be selfish not to do it? Wouldn't it be selfish not to reach out and touch them with this information and heal them, and touch them with that antidote and heal them? And aren't you a champion? Aren't you selfless when you make that sacrifice, when you summon up that courage, when you were at that dinner with your in-laws, when you're at that dinner with that hostile family member or 2 or 3? Aren't you being courageous when you and doing the right thing, when you finally say to them, look, that position is anti-white. You really just need to hear that. And as I say, this can be delivered in different ways. It can, for people who are very sensitive, you can deliver it as I say, a throwaway comment, and just walk away from it. That will sow the seed. In fact, I will say this for folks who are concerned about their immediate family, people in the household. Sometimes I have parents ask me about their children. How do I introduce my children to this? You know, they're already infected to some degree, whatever degree that might be. Well, let me quickly say to the parents about their children, and this can be for spouses as well. If you're trying to bring them around now, you have started going free and you're moving away from them, and you want to be able to communicate the information to them. And one of the ways that I teach in Go Free is to, for yourself as well as for friends and family, is to identify anti-whiteism in commercials. That's one of the easiest places to start because it's so abundant. It is so ubiquitous. How do you do that? Do not, when you see the toothpaste commercial, and then right after it is the wedding rings commercial, and then right after that is the home security commercial, and in every case it's a white person with a non-white of various races. You do not get into this long. In most cases, this is where you're trying to bring somebody around, especially children, around to a going free. Don't get into some long diatribe about how repulsive it is or how objectionable it is, or, you know, that people are actually sitting down. It is truly repulsive to think about groups of people sitting down and actively choosing actors and actresses. That's what's really going on. Watch my video about, and I've been privy to this sort of thing, watch my video about Murder on a Commercial. There are groups of people sitting around saying, we are going to pair a non-white with a non. That's not accidents. That's not by chance. They're not flipping a coin. They're doing it because they're anti-white, because it has a deleterious effect on our future, because the children from those unions are less white than the white parent that came before. So it is an infliction of harm. Instead, you can use what I was talking about earlier as the throwaway comment. You can just say, when you see that on the commercial, you can just say, that's anti-white. And if the spouse or the children ask, well, how is it anti-white? You can say what I just said, how it's deleterious, how it causes white erasure, and that they're simply not doing this to other groups around the world. These are anti-whites. But if you say it in this non-aggressive way, if you say that's anti-white and you move on, that enables people to hear it and then digest it, understand it, see it for what it's worth. They don't feel challenged. They don't feel like they have to defend themselves. They don't feel like they are somehow guilty if they don't take up the charge as urgently as you do. So that is a great way to handle it.